Hey friends, Donovan here with FretSpot. This is a really cool bass. I've gone over a decade here at FretSpot. I think I had one like less expensive Alembic traded in years ago, and now I have like two in the same month. So go figure. Sometimes that's the way things go. But I'm really excited to have it. This is a cool bass. I mean, this Alembic stuff is really, really neat. I'm really into it. This is the Alembic Rogue. And the Rogue is a little more simple version than the Series 2, which is the video I posted more recently, which is sort of their Cadillac top-of-the-line bass. The Rogue is honestly probably more of like an everyman's, like everyday type bass. Like this is probably something that's more in line with like an average bass player who wants to get into an Alembic. There's less like, you know, mind confusion about trying to figure out what everything does. It's really, really slick. So I'll kind of go over it real quick. I don't have the official spec sheet, so I'm just kind of going off of what the person who traded it in said, plus just kind of my own visual inspection here. But I believe that the top is a Wenge top, Ebony fingerboard, maple core, maple neck, and the body, the seller or the trader, the person who traded in said he thought the body was Babinga. I don't think that's Babinga. I think that's Mahogany. So I'm pretty sure the Mahogany wings with maple neck with stringers and Ebony fingerboard and Wenge top. That's what that looks like to me. So gold hardware. But anyway, the thing that makes Alembic so cool, of course, is brass everywhere. So brass bridge, brass serial number plate, brass nut, brass control cavity cover. Like I don't know what the obsession is with brass, but there's definitely a lot of it. But it's the electronics that are that make Alembic so famous. And so what this bass has is we've got a volume control, a pan control, bass boost, flat or cut, treble boost, flat or cut, and then a two-position Q filter switch that allows you to choose two different Q filters that it's choosing between, which we'll go into more. And then this Q filter knob here on the bottom, so you can really dial in the exact frequency. So what I thought I might do today for you is I'll just play something, and then I'm just gonna like kind of go through the sounds so that you can basically kind of hear it. So with the Q filter, essentially, if you turn the knob all the way up, then it's sort of just the bass like kind of wide through. This is like it's transparent like sound without a lot of modulation. So for this, I've got the bass and treble controls at flat. I'll have both pickups on, and I'll have the volume all the way up, and I'll have the Q control all the way open. And I don't really, when the Q control is all the way open, I don't hear a difference between the position 1 or 2. So you'll hear the difference once you start to roll that control back, which we'll kind of go over. So here's it wide open. And I should mention I'm just running through a basic preamp with no coloration or tone filtering. This is just an interface going into GarageBand. So you hear that, it's got a just nice full-bodied sound going through there. And then here's the, before we go to the other, let's do it this way. So we'll do boost cut, or bass boost. Like that, treble boost. What might be more interesting, treble cut. So for me, with that Q control wide open like that, bass boost, treble cut, really nice. So that's like a really nice musical sound, which I like that. Move the controls back to the flat. And now let's start to play with this Q filter a little bit. So now I'll kind of hear what that one's doing. This is in the down position, which is my favorite position because I just think the sounds maybe a little more traditional with the bass than what I'm used to, but we'll go into the other one. So that's with the control like halfway back. Here's control maybe 2/3 way back. So you can hear when it's like that, it's very woolly. Now let's boost the treble. Which is pretty nice sound. Now I'll boost the bass. It's a really, really nice sound. It's probably a little more on the warmer side than what you want, so I'd probably move that back up just a little bit. So I think that that's just a really, really great sound overall. Here is, all right, now let's switch over to Q2. So remember, here's the open sound. Make sure everything else is flat. Now we'll start to dial back this is the up position on the Q switch, and start to roll back the filter. See, it's different response. Down position. That sounds like lower mids, higher mids. All right, so roll it back about a third. Now here's with that treble cut. Yeah, to me that sounds good with that treble cut. Now I'm rolling back about another third. Yeah, really, really good. And then here's it all the way off. So with that, it's almost like a sub bass treble boost. Yeah. So at the extremes, it's maybe not as usable, or it's not as great of a sound, but it's a very cool thing. I think between open to half, open to 2/3 back, that range right there, there's a lot of really cool sounds. Not to say you couldn't do something with that. I mean, there's genres of music that are kind of, you kind of using that kind of warm and woolly sound. Now, if we switch over to other pickup combinations, so here's just the bridge pickup. So that's just the bridge, obviously. Let's cut the treble. Pretty nice. Let's boost the bass. All right, and now we'll start to roll back some of the Q control. Yeah, to me that just really fattens it up and sounds even nicer. Rolling it back a little more. That sounds cool. Now I'm going to put the treble back to flat. Yeah, that sounds really articulate. I dig that sound. Now I'm going to boost the treble. Yeah, that is a great sound. All right, now I'll roll it back just a little bit more. Yeah, I love that. That's with both bass and treble boosted. And now here's the control that roll back. So really nice. Now we'll move the Q control up. And this back in the bridge. Oh wait, let's take the boost off. Yes, now that you've heard all the rest of it, that starts to sound more like, oh, I don't love that. But that's fine. Obviously, it's what we have these controls for. So now we're up position on the Q control, and I'm going to roll back a third. Kind of a little bit of a Geddy Lee sound there. Roll back about another third. That's slick. if I put some treble into it. Cut the bass. So I actually like that sound with the bass cut. That's what's so interesting about this is, you know, there's sometimes you think like, why would I want a bass cut? Like, why would I want any of that? But then when you start playing around, you go, oh, okay, I can see why I'd want it. Depending on the position, you might want something different. All right, so let's roll on for the neck pickup. Get everything back to flat again. And neck pickup wide open. That's that. Obviously, we can cut treble, which is a great sound for that. All right, now let's roll the Q control back. Again, get in the down position. Roll it back by the third. Real classic P bass sound, which is great for that. Cut the treble. Ooh, that is a great sound. Roll it back another third. Put the treble back in. Nice. Boost the treble. That's a cool sound. Boost the bass. A little too boomy for me. All right, and then here's it all the way off. All right, now Q switch up. Filter wide open. Back a third. Cut the treble. Boost the bass. That's slick. Dial it back a little bit. Remove the bass boost. All the way off. No. Yeah. I think this is cool, man. I mean, am I going to switch over and get rid of my F bass and my MTEs and switch over and play this? Probably not. But I think it's really slick, and definitely if I was like a studio player or someone who did a lot of recording, that kind of stuff, or an Alembic fan in general, I would totally have this bass. You can get so many sounds out of this, so many sounds with that filter system. It's really, really impressive. Well-made instrument. This particular one is in exceptional condition. It's got the few little tiny dings and scratches of an instrument of this age would have, for over 20 years old. But really, really nice condition. Frets are in great shape. Neck is nice and straight. I've had it restrung and set up and everything, and it's ready to go. But yeah, this Alembic Rogue, this is slick, man. These are cool. If you're an Alembic fan, I definitely think it's something you should check out. You probably already know about it. But if you, like I said, if you're someone who either just likes having unique, cool things, this could be a good choice for you. But I think if you do a lot of recording, man, this could be like the Swiss Army knife of basses. P bass sounds, jazz bass sounds, all the classic sounds from the 70s and 80s. You can kind of get Ken Smith type sounds out of this. Like, there's just a lot you can do with this system here. And it's not that hard to use. If I can figure it out, you can figure it out. Like, it's not that difficult to use. I think it's even simpler than the Series 2. So, yeah, friends, there you have it. Head over to FretSpot.com if you're interested in this or anything else. If you see the bass on the site, that means it's for sale and it's available. If you don't see it, that means it's been sold. So, but yeah, always appreciate the viewership and you guys watching and growing the channel. Really grateful for that. And obviously grateful for the folks that buy basses and support me that way too. So anyway, hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about this.